Here we are in London, one of the biggest cities in the world, for one of the biggest events in the world.
Yes, Seth, it's certainly going to be an exciting one. After years of preparation, London is finally ready to welcome the world to the 2012 Olympic Games.
Such a magnificent city, so many views with the Thames stretching away into the distance, and with so many new venues waiting to be tested, this really could be the best games ever. The Olympic Stadium's splendid, glowing like a beacon here in London's East End.
And there, the Olympic torch, the iconic symbol of the Games, shining over the city of London. What an absolutely beautiful sight.
So many nations represented here, all ready to compete in true Olympic spirit.
Yes, 80,000 people they're expecting in that stadium, and it's going to be full to the brim. Not a spare seat in the house. Just imagine the excitement down there in the crowd.
Fireworks to show the start of these games, and the first event is first thing tomorrow. Welcome to Lord's in St John's Wood in London. This usually is the home of cricket, with the magnificent old pavilion, the long room, and it's the home of the Ashes. But for the London 2012 Olympics, this is the home of archery. Every Olympics has a superstar, and there's every chance that this athlete could be the face of London 2012.
This athlete's had a great build-up to the Games, and there's no reason why they can't push the envelope here.
First arrow. Eight more to the total. Having seen the first arrow, what adjustments will this athlete make for arrow number 2? That's a 10. 2 gone, 1 arrow to go. The outer yellow circle, that's 9 points. Here is the replay. Well, let's look at the leaderboard at the end of the first end. Arrow still on a breathless day at Lord's. That's arrow's worth 9. Draw your bow, end 2, arrow 2. Well, that's a good follow-up arrow. This is the 6th arrow of the competition. 9 for that arrow. Here's the replay of that. Let's have a look at the scoreboard after that round, and it makes good reading. First place. Arrow number 1. It's a golden arrow, 10 points. Arrow number 2. That's in the centre. 10 more points to the total. The athlete's looking for a yellow finish to end number 3. Arrow 3 locked right on the target. Here's the replay. Well, after that round, this athlete, much to the crowd's delight, is in the lead.
Next up, Petro representing Romania.
Well, 3 more arrows. The wind moves around Lord's. Well, that's a strong start, right in the yellow stuff. Arrow number 2, end 4.
10.
Well, that arrow's worth 10.
Here we go. Nerves of steel required. Right on target, 10 points. Well, here's the replay. 4 good ends for the athlete, sees them in a qualification position. It's a really good start to the Olympic Games. These are the final standings, though. Let's take a check at the scoreboard after that one then. And good news, qualification with a first place finish. Stadium is full to the rafters, barely a seat to be had here, been sold out for an awful long time. And the next event is half a lap of the track. It's the 200 metres. Let's take a check on the start list for the 200 metres.
On your mark, set.
Jamaica and the USA have been favourites in the sprint events for years. That's because they have such terrific records, and I've got no reason to believe that today is going to be any different. Lane 4, Romania. The crowd push.
Set.
That's a fantastic start. Really should be in a better position into their stride in the early stages. A quarter of the race has gone. Very close to the front as we approach the midway point. Very tight between these. Romania are out in front. Great Britain are second. France in third place. Romania qualifying first place. In second and qualifying is Great Britain. France take third. Well, there's no doubts that the athletes delighted with that performance, but they're probably going to have to rein in the celebrations a little here. Well, let's have another look at that race then. A brilliant performance from start to finish. Just looked great through every phase of this race. So strong with every stride. And then when it came down to winning it, made sure that he was first over the line. Outstanding. Back to Lords then, usually the home of cricket, but now it's the home of archery. The Olympic Games always has a habit of making superstars. There's no reason why this athlete can't be the story of this Games. End number 1, the first arrow. 9 points. Good shot. Well, consistency is going to be the key to success for this athlete. Well, arrow 2 locked right on the target. This is the third arrow, end number 1. That's the maximum, 10 points. Let's check on the replay. Well, it's a great start for Romania in this event. The athlete will be really pleased with that performance.
Next up, the competitor representing Romania.
End 2, arrow 1. And she starts with a maximum. This is the second arrow. That's 9. Third arrow must finish this end strongly. Brilliant, bang on, 10 points. Let's take a check on the replay. Well, let's take a check on the scoreboard, and there's good news, lying in first place.
Next, the athlete from Romania.
Here we are for the third end, and the competitors will shoot towards the magnificent media centre. Trust, we're not in the line of fire. Really good. 9. So close to a 10. That's a 9. With the final end approaching, this arrow really is crucial. It's the third of end 3. This athlete is locked in right now. 10 more points to the total. Here's the replay. Well, here's the scoreboard at the end of that round, and it shows first place.
Next up is Petro representing Romania.
This athlete's 3 arrows away from glory. That's 8. This is the penultimate arrow in this event. Right down the middle, 10 points. Arrow number 3 then. Bingo, just what the doctor ordered.
Romania with a score of 28.
Let's take a look at that replay. Well, in anybody's Olympic book, that was an excellent performance from that athlete. And the crowd recognise it too. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. All the hard work, all the agony, all the pain will be worth it for Romania as this athlete takes home gold. Well, after such a terrific competition, it's now time to reap the rewards as the medals will be dished out. Let's see who's won the medals then. This is the medal tally. Here we go with the next event at the Olympic Stadium, and this time it's the 200 metres. Half a lap of the track, and this is for the sprinters with endurance. A great field here for the final of the 200 metres. Any one of 8 could take a medal, but certainly some of these athletes will be bigger favourites than others. Oh, good ovation. I'm sure his heart will be fluttering. The lineup's on the blocks.
Set.
Well, he's gone a bit too early there. They'll all be called back. The second fire of the starter's pistol tells you he wasn't happy with that one. They need to get the heart rate down and compose themselves. No more false starts, please. And they're underway, and it's a quick start. Needs to be better at this stage. Midway around the bend and still the staggered start having an influence. Now they approach the second half of the race. Through the first 100 quite quickly as the stagger evens out. First place is with Romania. Second place, Great Britain. Third place, France. Romania take the gold medal. A place on the podium, second, and a silver medal. Great Britain can celebrate tonight. It's France in third. What a performance, and look at that celebration. A jig of delight on the track here. Well, let's have another look then. A beautiful performance, this one, from start to finish. So graceful with every stride, quickly into rhythm, and then it was a case of powering through the closing stages, and that was perfect, almost perfect, brilliant. Well, let's take one last look at the standings. That's a great performance from Romania, who take gold. This, for me, is always one of the best bits at an Olympic Games, when finally you see the athletes on the podium, and now the moment that they can all enjoy the sound of the nap. This is the qualifying round of the women's 100 metres freestyle. Every Olympics has a superstar, And there's every chance that this athlete... The Olympic Games always has a habit of making superstars. There's no reason why this athlete can't be the story of this Games.
This is the pressure moment.
Great start.
Into their stroke now as they emerge from the water. Quarter of the way through this event, and already the early leaders start to take hold. Showing great technique. Good strength as well. The tumble turn. Romania in first. Russia is in second. Netherlands third. 25 meters to go. The last few meters. First place for Romania, who qualified for the final. Going through in second, it's Russia. The Netherlands finish in third. Well, that's a new Olympic record, and there's delight across the face of this athlete, and quite rightly so. So many things to like about this performance. In replay, you just see the power of this athlete, stroking so well, and that's why they were able to put in such a terrific time. Let's bring you the results then for the women's 100 meters freestyle final. Well, first place, a good performance, qualification assured. Welcome to the Royal Artillery Barracks here in London. The next event is a shooting one, the 25 meters rapid fire pistol. There are plenty of medals to be won by the marksmen and women here at the 2012 Games. There'll be 6 events for women and 9 for men.
Attention.
Let's take a look at the lineup. Well, this athlete's an unknown, and if he can claim a place in the Olympic final, that's got to represent success. This is all about speed and accuracy. Round one, though, 8 seconds. It's a veritable lifetime in this sport. Shot with confidence in round one. It doesn't matter which country you want to win the gold medal in this event. You've got to respect the start that athlete's made to this competition.
Next up, representing
Here we go, round 2 then. 2 seconds off the clock. Same number of targets. Peppered the target in round 2. Let's have a look at the scoreboard after that round, and it makes good reading. First place. Next up, round 3.
Attention.
6 seconds. Well, I think he's quite happy with that performance. Halfway through then, and the scoreboard is a welcome sight for this athlete, proudly sitting on top of the leaderboard. Round 4 then, here we go. Pressure cranking up here. Well, he likes that. It's been a good performance. Well, after that round, this athlete, much to the crowd's delight, is in the lead.
Round 5 then,
Attention.
and now accuracy is everything. Hit the target very well. Well, let's take a check on the scoreboard, and there's good news, lying in first place. This is the 6th and final round. Well, the crowd will react to that quite rightly. This athlete's happy with that performance. Qualification for the final was the aim, and that's exactly what they've delivered. Showed what he's all about with that performance, technically sound. Well, let's take a final look at the scoreboard then and see who's qualified. Well, let's take a look at the leaderboard then, and qualification assured, a first place finish. This is the Aquatic Centre, a superb venue created specifically for this Games. 17,500 fans that have a great view. And today, we're looking for an Olympic champion in the women's 100 metres freestyle final. The women take to their blocks, and this place is silent. Pin drop time. Early leaders starting to establish themselves at 25 metres. Quarter of the way through this race and the early leaders emerge. Really good stroking. Strong kick. Romania the leader. In second place, the Netherlands. Third is Russia. Just over 25 metres to go, and you can throw a towel over these. Who's going to touch him first? It's gold for Romania. It's silver for Russia. The bronze will go to the Netherlands. Well, history being made, and this athlete will now enter the list of some of the sport's greatest athletes. That's a new Olympic record. Let's take another look at the replay then, and the athlete showed all the way through this race that they had it in control. Great technique through the first 50 metres, and then that's where the stamina training came in, as they came through the final 25, dominating the rest to take gold. Let's take one last look at the standings. Romania finish in first place, and in second place, almost Olympic champions, but now certainly Olympic medalists. With silver, it's Russia. Well, this is the moment where we can enjoy success, and certainly they'll be doing that on the podium. Time for the national anthems to celebrate. Of preparations since Beijing, and these athletes now must be ready. Any injuries, any doubts must be shoved clear from their mind. Well, here we go. This athlete's one of the favourites in this competition. Round one then, 8 seconds to hit the 5 targets. Plenty of time. He likes it. He likes it a lot. Let's take a check of the leaderboard at the end of the first round. Round 2 then.
Attention.
That pleases the crowd. Great stuff so far. Let's take a check on the scoreboard. First place, a stunning start to this competition, really laying down the benchmark for everyone else to follow. Round 3 then, as before, 6 seconds to hit 5 targets. Pressure's on. Did everything he needed to do and more with that performance. A super start to this competition. First place at the midway point shows this athlete is all about the business of winning a gold medal. Pressure mounting here, round 4. Technique absolutely perfect. Well, 4 rounds gone. Let's take another look at the leaderboard. Here's round 5 then. 5 targets, 4 seconds to hit them. Oh, that's magnificent. Good shooting. Well, here's the scoreboard at the end of that round, and it shows first place. Here we go, round 6 then. The final round. Has to shoot well here. Another good 6th round, and this athlete is one of the best. Well, what a performance. What a great performance and celebration, to be fair. This athlete deserves everything they get. There's nothing better than sharing that moment with a full house. Let's take one last look at the standings. Romania finish in first place. Silver for Great Britain, a really, really good performance. And a place on the podium for Team USA, who finish in 3rd. That means a bronze medal. What a proud moment this is for everybody in the arena here to stand as one for the national anthem. All those... This is the first session of the day at the Olympic Stadium. I think everybody's waiting with bated breath to see what happens. Over the years, the design of the Javelin has changed, but the nature of this event hasn't. It's all about speed on the runway and then that massive burst of energy and power. Well, this is his first attempt. Well, this place is going absolutely mad. Look at that celebration. A new world record. Stirring stuff as that round comes to a close. And the scoreboard tells it all. A huge lead in this one.
Foul.
That's a foul throw, and it's back to the drawing board, I'm afraid. Well, that's the end of the round, and this is the reality of the situation. A magnificent performance and a huge, huge lead. Amazing stuff. Almost a new world record. Let's have a look at the scoreboard at the end of that round and look at this lead. It really is commanding at this stage.
Next up, the competitor representing Romania.
It's all going to come down to this, the delivery. This could be massive. Well, the crowd appreciates it, but I think he knows he can throw further. That's the end of the round, and it's going to be really tough for the rest of the field to catch this athlete now. Well, that's a good performance. Well, that's the end of the round, and now on the scoreboard has a really big lead.
Next, Kayak from Romania.
When justice is back. Well, let's have confirmation of that world record then.
9.31 meters.
Having negotiated that hurdle to make it through to the final, this athlete becomes a genuine contender.
Well, that was an amazing performance and a new world record being celebrated now in picture.
Well, let's have a look at the replay. Let's have a look at the final standings then.
Well, great news as we look at the scoreboard, and qualification assured with a first place finish.
Terrific atmosphere, and this really should bring the best out of these athletes. The Olympic Games always has a habit of making superstars, and there's no reason why this athlete... Every Olympics has a superstar, and there's every chance that this athlete could be the face of London 2012. The crowd goes quiet. Silence as the athletes take to the blocks.
And away they go. Race starting to take shape as we reach the quarter point, pulling hard through the water at 25 meters. And he's putting everything he has into every stroke. Good turn needed. Strong kick off the boards and away. Romania in first. France in second. China are in third place. Still work to do as we enter the final 25. Now into the closing stages. First place for Romania, who qualify for the final. China go through in second place. France take third. What a celebration there. A new world record. Quite right to acknowledge the fans. So many things to like about this performance. In replay, you just see the power of this athlete, stroking so well, and that's why they were able to put in such a terrific time. Well, this is how it all finished, and no one can dispute this result. Well, let's get confirmation then of the result. The design of the Javelin has changed over the years, but the technique remains very similar. The key to this is all about the speed on the runway and then making sure at the point of release the athlete's able to still stop before the line to keep the throw legal. Listen to the crowd's reaction. They really want to see this athlete take a medal. What's he got in store here? Well, that's very close to a world record.
8.37 meters.
Well, that's the end of the round, and comfortably in the lead here. It really has been an impressive performance. This is the second round. Really good technique through that, and I can see the smile on his face.
Next up is Pastor representing Romania.
Well, here we go then on the runway. We'll look to launch this one. Absolutely terrific.
Romania.
Sails cross 90 meters.
Romania.
Fourth attempt.
the crowd will react to that quite rightly. Well, 4 rounds gone. Let's take another look at the leaderboard. 5th attempt now. Well, that looks like a big one. Oh, this could be a massive throw. That's over 90 meters. Here he goes then, final attempt. Good pace on the runway. Quite rightly jumping for joy. That's close to a world record. The victor, a tremendous performance. Look at the emotion. Jumping up and down for joy, and quite rightly so. Let's take one last look at the standings. Romania finish in 1st place. In 2nd place and silver, it's France. Stadium rises here to salute 3 fine competitors, fully deserving of the accolades that they're receiving. Plenty of crowd support here. They're all ready to get this event underway. Every Olympics has a superstar, and there's every chance that this athlete could be the face of London 2012. 8 athletes, 1 goal. This is for the Olympic title. The 25-meter mark approaches. Still some distance to go, but at 25 meters, the early leaders in control. Good stroke technique. We approach the midway point. A strong turn essential. This performance not as strong as expected. 1st place is with Romania. In 2nd, it's France. 3rd place, China. The athletes must stay focused as we have only quarter of the race to go. We're into the final 10 meters. A hero will be born as they touch down. Romania take the gold medal. It's silver for China. 3rd place goes to France. Let's take another look at the replay then, and the athletes showed all the way through this race that they had it in control. Great technique through the first 50 meters, and then that's where the stamina training came in as they came through the final 25. Event is the men's trampoline.
The next event is a semi-final of the men's trampoline.
Trampoline only has a short history in the games, and having made its first appearance in 2000 in Sydney, trampolining is now very much part of the fixtures and fittings. The Olympic Games always has a habit of making superstars. There's no reason why this athlete can't be the story of this Games.
Well, the routine that they've gone for could be described as middle of the road, but if the athlete pulls it off well, it really could put them in contention. Great work with the routine there. Oh, fantastic. Oh, really showing us a high skill level out there. Oh, look at that drift. Oh, that is precision right there. Oh, showing great technique there. Oh, so let's indulge and have another look at this. Here's the replay. Well, that was a good performance there on the trampoline, but I'm intrigued to know what the judges think. Well, there's absolutely no doubting at all that this athlete is over the moon with their performance out here today. What an achievement, qualifying for the final. Time now to hand back over to Seth Bennett.
Good stuff, Alison, thank you. Let's take a check on the... to the 6,000-seat Olympic velodrome built specifically for the 2012 Games. Costing almost £93 million, this was one of the first venues to be completed across the whole of Europe. Did you know that track bikes have a fixed wheel and no brakes? The riders have to stop by putting pressure on the pedals. 3 laps of the track remaining then. Well, this is a feisty race, plenty of bumping. Hungary have to be the favourites from this position. They lead the way. All about having a good rhythm and a tactical brain. Well, it's down to these athletes to move through on their own. Onto the final straight. Is there one last blast? Romania are out in front. Under 100 metres to go. Romania qualify in first place. Hungary go through in second. Into the final in third, it's Poland. Well, this athlete showed everything. When tested in this race, came through with flying colours. So much power in that lower body, the bike wobbling well. And in the end, coming through with a fine, fine performance. These are the final standings. Well, great news as we look at the scoreboard and quality. Next then, it is for the medals, the final of the men's trampoline.
The next event is the final of...
Trampoline only has a short history in the Games, and having made its first appearance in 2000 in Sydney, trampolining is now very much part of the fixtures and fittings. 3 times men have competed in this event, and there's been 3 different winners.
Real edge of the seat stuff. This really could be a fantastic routine if they get it right. This really could be his day. Well, that's got to help the points total. Executes that perfectly. Well, he's doing really well on the trampoline. Landing on your front, that's not how the trick was meant to end. Well, he really is leaping high, but he needs to get into this routine. Oh, he really executes that beautifully. Oh, superb. He's not going to get far in this competition, just jumping up and down. Oh, absolutely amazing. So at the end of that performance, let's take a look back at the replay. So how are the judges going to mark this one?
Romania with a score of 83.00.
Well, you see it all in the Olympic final, and that reaction leaves nothing to the imagination. So time now for me to hand back over to Seth Bennett to wrap up all the action.
Well, this is the moment where we can enjoy success, and certainly they'll be doing that on the podium. Time for the national anthems to celebrate. This is the final event of the day, and if what's still to come matches what we've previously seen, then this is going to be some very exciting racing. Keirin is a massive sport in Japan, and those that go professional have to pass a special exam. They also have to undergo 15 hours a day training. Just over 700 meters to go. The pacer leaves, and now it's down to the athletes to create their own speed. Gradually winding things up as this event goes on. Hungary lead the way, and they look really good. So close to the front now. Great Britain in second, just winding up the speed as they go round. 500 meters to go. Well, into the final 300 meters. Well, there's certainly some contact out there. Final lap. It really is getting physical in the middle of that pack. Romania the leader. In second place, it's Hungary. Well, trying all sorts. Is that going to be the winning line going into the home straight? It's gold for Romania! Hungary takes silver. Great Britain on the podium. Well, let's have a look at the replay then on a stunning performance. Everything that you would want in a race. Ultimate power, great grace, and in the end, a terrific result. All the hard work, all the agony, all the pain will be worth it for Romania as this athlete takes home gold. Well, it's time now to crown the Olympic champion. The flags fly high as now we'll pause for a moment to reflect on a terrific performance. Let's have a glance at who's where in the overall medal tally. Gorgeous day at the Royal Artillery Barracks. We're outside for the next event. This is the men's skeet. Well, qualifying in the skeet will bring together 8 who will all fancy their chances of making. Every Olympics has a superstar, and there's every chance that this athlete could be the face of London 2012. This is station number 1. Clips the target, that'll be a point. Up next, the double. Two more to the tally. Superb performance, that'll boost his position. It doesn't matter which country you want to win the gold medal in this event. You've got to respect the start that athlete's made to this competition. That's one. Good shooting. This is the double on station number 2. High house first. Technique absolutely perfect. Well, after that round, this athlete, much to the crowd's delight, is in the lead. Boom, there goes the upper house. Next up, it's the double. High house first. So focused in this performance. Let's have a look at the scoreboard at the end of that last round, and wow, goodness me, it really is tight at the top. Has a piece of that. 6 big targets to aim for here. This is station number 4. Just misses on the single. What can he do on this double? Well, taking the birds out like they're going out of fashion. This is the double. That's a great shot on the double. Well, racking up the birds like they're going out of fashion. Well, you certainly can't accuse this athlete of being trigger happy. If he would have just pulled it once, it would have been a bonus. Looking for the double here. Beautiful shooting. It doesn't matter whether it's the lower house or the high house. He certainly won't be in the doghouse after that performance.
Next up, competitor representing Romania.
His eye really locked in here. Now for the double. Picks them both off. That's a brace. Excellent stuff. What a performance.
Representing Romania.
2 for 2. Well, that's excellent. A grade A performance.
Next, the athlete from Romania.
Good shot. Last stop, station number 8. Well, there was contact there. Certainly got a piece of that one. Well, that's a close one. Well, let's take a check on the official results then following that race. Let's take a check at the scoreboard after that one then. And good news, qualification with a first place finish. To the Olympic Stadium for the qualifying rounds of the men's 100 metres. This really is a terrific venue, ones that the fans have taken to their hearts. 80,000 people in here. It's absolutely at capacity, and these athletes will appreciate that. The rhythm's good, showing great technique. Good strength as well. Romania in first. Romania qualifying first place. Second place goes to France. Into the final in third, it's Poland. A top 4 finish is exactly what this athlete was looking for, and that's what they've achieved. They move on to the Olympic finals. Well, here's the replay then. A magnificent performance from start to finish. Looks so smooth all the way down. Power and grace as he headed towards the line. A fantastic, fantastic race. This is the Royal Artillery Barracks, and the next event will see the shooters aiming for moving targets. This is the Skeet. The Olympic Games always has a habit of making superstars. And there's no reason why this athlete can't be the story of this Games. This is station number 1. 3 targets to aim for, 3 points at stake. Timed that one well, good shot. This is a double from station 1. High house first. Bags the brace. Did everything he needed to do and more with that performance. Let's have a look at the leaderboard after station number 1.
From Romania.
Ball.
Only needs to catch a small piece of the target. 2 more targets still to hit. Looking for 2, and they're both there.
3 hits.
Oh yeah, he likes that.
Next up, Vesta representing Romania.
Ball.
Smashes that into a million pieces. Let's have a look on the double. Good shooting. Collecting targets with that round. Well, that's the end of the round. As the scoreboard shows, not much in it at the top. It's very, very tight. And really, anyone could win it from here. Well, that hit the high house. 6 targets to aim for then. This is station number 4. That's a single. This is the double. Well, he's at the double there. Now for the double.
Ball.
Takes the pair. That pleases the crowd. That's the end of the round, and it's going to be really tough for the rest of the field to catch this athlete now.
Ball.
Collects that one right out of the lower house. Looking for the double. Lower house first. This is station 5. Good shooting. Beautiful execution on that final shot.
Next up,
Well, let's take a check on the scoreboard, and there's good news. Lying in first place. Obliterated it. Can he follow it up with a double here? Well, that's 2 more. Banging a brace.
3 hits.
Brilliant, simply brilliant. Terrific shooting here.
representing Romania.
Ball.
That's the double. Very impressive stuff, that.
2
A wonderful performance so far, and the results on the scoreboard are just as electrifying. It is a terrific, terrific lead that this athlete takes from here. collects the single from the high house. 2 more targets to hit then at the final station. And the fans like that.
1 hit.
What a moment, a golden moment here at the London 2012 Games. And this is an image that will stand long in the memories. Well, this is the crowning glory as now the athletes take to the podium. Superb performance. Of preparations since Beijing, and these athletes now must be ready. Any injuries, any doubts must be shoved clear from their mind. Well, the atmosphere is electric, and he's certainly helping that.
On your marks.
Focus.
Set.
100 meters final and away first time. Needs to work hard here. Got to go faster to stay in it. In the lead, France. Who's going to take gold? Romania take the gold medal. Silver, Great Britain. France take bronze. This is a fantastic moment that everybody in the stadium can enjoy. A new Olympic champion. Well, let's have another look then. A beautiful performance, this one, from start to finish. So graceful with every stride. Quickly into rhythm, and then it was a case of powering through the closing stages, and that was perfect, almost perfect, brilliant. Well, the crowd rise, they bounce in delight, because now we're going to have a medal ceremony, and you might see 3 big tough men, but this will be an emotion. To throw the 1 kilogram disc as far as possible. Some of the simple rules are that the athlete can't touch the top of that circle, and the throw must stay within the lines to be considered legal. The men's disc. Team USA have enjoyed great success in this event over the years. However, Eastern Europe has certainly put the pressure on, with Germany, Lithuania and Estonia all taking medals. Decent effort that last throw from Romania. Well done. The latest round gone, and that shows this athlete in 5th place. Second attempt. Well, that's a good angle of release, and this should be a good throw. It is. That's a very good throw. Well, irrespective of where you finish in the field, to have a new personal best is exactly the aim of these athletes. Terrific performance. 2 throws gone, now on to the 3rd attempt. That's a personal best. Stirring stuff as that round comes to a close, and the scoreboard tells it all. A huge lead in this one. Won't trouble the leaderboard with that. Foul throw. Well, here's the scoreboard at the end of that round, and it shows 1st place. This is round number 5 then. to smithereens, a huge new world record. Well, after that round, this athlete, much to the crowd's delight, is in the lead.
Representing Romania.
One of the key things to the technique of throwing a discus is to impart as much spin on it as possible. The greater the spin, the greater the gyroscopic stability. Well, that's good technique, a good throw as well.
Romania with a distance of
Well, the celebrations are big, but there's still one more thing to complete here. That, of course, is the final, but great qualification. Well, for the kids watching this at home, that's how you throw a discus. Absolutely perfect technique. There's been some good performances today. Let's take a check on the final standings in the men's discus. Excellent news as the scoreboard confirms it. Here we go then. The 400 meters is the next event to take center stage here. One lap of this.
On your mark. Set.
Really strong lineup, plenty of competition for places in the final. A top four finish is what's required.
On
Crowd
your mark.
push.
Set.
They're away. Really seems to be struggling here. Looks in perfect rhythm here. Approaching halfway. Approaching halfway here. Needs to keep some stamina in reserve. Romania are out in front. The final part of this wonderful event as the world witnesses Olympic history in the making. This is a terrific race. Final stages. It's going to come down to the finish on the line. First place for Romania, who qualify for the final. Second place to Germany. Third place goes to France. Well, that was a good performance to make his way through to the final. The question is now, can he win a medal? Well, let's take a final look at the standings then, and this is confirmation. Well, the scoreboard confirms it. First place, qualification. This is the Olympic Stadium, one of the most ecologically sound structures in the whole of world athletics. This stadium really is state-of-the-art. 80,000 in capacity and beautiful on the eye. Attempt number one then. Good throw this from Romania. Well done. That's absolutely excellent.
60.3.
They'll be over the moon with that start.
Next, Keirin from Romania.
Second attempt. Nerves should be gone by now. Well, that throw from Romania has thrown the cat amongst the pigeons here. That was truly brilliant.
8.2.
Let's have a look at the scoreboard at the end of that round and look at this lead. It really is commanding at this stage. I think he'll be quite happy with that throw. Well, that's the end of the round, and now on the scoreboard has a really big lead. When justice is back. Well over 60 metres with that last effort. It's a great stadium for a soon crowned Olympic champion. Needs good technique to spin round in that circle before exploding into life and releasing the discus into the London air. He'll be happy with that. A wonderful performance so far, and the results on the scoreboard are just as electrifying. It is a terrific, terrific lead that this athlete takes from here. This could be massive. But I think he's quite happy with that performance. Well, let's have a look at the replay. Well, let's take one last look at the standings. That's a great performance from Romania, who take gold. Germany take silver, and Canada finish third and take home bronze. This is a proud moment for this athlete as the crowd rises one for the national anthem. A lifetime of commitment and years of... Welcome to the Olympic Stadium. This really is a place that's waiting for success. The next event is the 400 metres. Hard to even hear yourself think, such is the noise from the crowd. But one lap of the track and every spectator will get a good chance to see the next Olympic champion. The nerves were obviously jangling on the start line.
On your marks.
They need to get their heart rate down and compose themselves. No more false starts, please. This is the final of the 400 metres, and we're underway first time. Needs to work harder to reach the leaders into their stride in the early stages. Looking in great form here, flying in front of the field, approaching the halfway point. First place is with Romania. Entering the home straight with 100 metres to go. This is where the stamina really kicks in the final stages. Heading towards the line here. It's gold for Romania. Hold the back pages, there's a new story to write. Great Britain comes second and takes silver. Third place for Germany, a bronze medal. A historic day, and quite rightly the fans know to applaud. They show their knowledge. Pump of the fist in celebration. And quite rightly, he gets the accolades of the crowd. All the hard work, all the agony, all the pain will be worth it for Romania as this athlete takes home gold. What a proud moment this is for everybody in the arena here to stand as one for the national anthem. London is no stranger to sporting drama, having hosted world title boxing. However, at these games, it will host a number of different sports. China and the US have been two of the leading lights in men's weightlifting over the years. Russia, though, since the breakup of the USSR, have also come on strong, winning 3 golds. Needs to get the weight above his head. Drives through with the legs. Well, the weight's above his head, and he's done well. Looks very much in control. Well, this is a good performance now. That was a very, very good lift. That was all right. Can do much better, though, and that scoreboard underlines it, middle of the pack. Well, this is where the mental state of the lifter really does come into question. A good first effort. Now with the second attempt, can he put more weight on the bar? And exactly how much does he put on that bar? He couldn't get them to budge. Such a strange effort, that. Well, let's have a look at the scoreboard and confirmation of 6th place. This is the final attempt, and after the performance so far, they need to be ambitious here. Well, he'll be in with contention with that last lift. This athlete's delighted to have qualified for the final. Here's the replay. Let's take another look at the final standings. Let's take another check on the leaderboard, and good news, qualification with a 2nd place finish. Well, there's so much at stake here, and only a tiny amount of time for these athletes to show exactly what they can do. The pressure is on for every single stroke. Here we go then. This is qualifying, and we're underway for the women's 50 meters freestyle. Really good stroking. Romania in 1st, Great Britain 2nd, France in 3rd place. Touches now. 1st place for Romania, who qualified for the final. 2nd goes to Great Britain, who qualified for the final. So much you could say about this performance, but I'll leave it at this. Excellent. Great start, super middle, and a great surge towards the end. Technically, fantastic. Welcome to the XL London for the final of the men's weightlifting. This is when you're going to see some really Herculean effort. Well, it's important to come in with the right weight at the first attempt. Needs a good snatch here. Every muscle. Oh, that technique is fantastic. No problems with that weight, and quite rightly so. Capable of lifting so much more. Let's have a look at the current scoreboard then after the first round. Well, having already tasted some success, confidence will be high here, but what weight will he attempt now? He's a confident character, and you can tell that by this selection. This will be a new Olympic record. Needs to keep the mind focused here. Got to build up this power. Uh-oh, he's got the wobbles. He needs to hold on here. That was terrific. That could be a medal-winning lift, you know. Well, what a lift that was, and the scoreboard will confirm it. That's good enough for gold. Well, this athlete has really been on song today, and there's no doubt in my mind that this final performance could blow the doors right off it. Needs to be powerful in this first phase. Such a powerful athlete. Well, the judges give it the okay. Well, unbridled joy here. First and the new Olympic champion. What an amazing performance. Let's take one last look at the standings. Romania finish in first place, second on the podium, second on the scoreboard, a silver medal for Great Britain. Good performance from Italy, third place and a bronze medal. Well, after such a terrific competition, it's now time to reap the rewards as the medals will be dished out. In the aquatic centre for the final event of this current session. The athletes are ready. The crowd are ready. Let's go. This is the pressure moment. And now the pressure really is on. Nerves must really be kicking in right now. Later in the water, a good clean getaway. Stretching out, strong kicking of the legs and the arms swooping through the water. Romania the leader, second, France, third place, Great Britain. The last few meters, it's gold for Romania. France takes second, the bronze will go to Team GB. Well, let's have another look at that gold medal performance, leading from the front in this one. Really strong through the middle section of the race. Such great technique as well in slow motion. A really well-worthy winner of a gold medal. Here we go then, time to reap the rewards for the efforts. And all three of them are delighted. Great big smiles. And these medals are hugely... Welcome to the Olympic Stadium here, the jewel in the crown of the Olympic Park. This is a terrific venue. Well, let's look at the list of the athletes then. Well, she says all the training has gone right going into this event. She's in great shape. An athlete of Olympic caliber will have no problems in clearing this first time. Well, made it look like a formality. Very, very comfortably clear. Here's the replay of that. Well, let's take a check on the results at the end of round one. Well, this athlete's got to choose what height they're going to try and attempt next. And this could be a difficult decision. Well, it's ambitious, it's bold, it's brave. Let's see if she can pull this off. Well, this athlete's right in the medal mix then with a new personal best. Here's the replay. And how does that impact on the scoreboard after 2 rounds? Well, this athlete is going to have to choose what level to jump over the bar. Going to need plenty of pace on the run up here and get it absolutely right on takeoff. A new personal best is on the line. Well, look at the delight on her face. A personal best. What an achievement. And at the Olympic Games. Here's the replay. Confirming this, so tight at the top of that leaderboard. So many options to go for. This will be the ultimate test of technique and talent. The bar's now at a level where I think the difficulty is very, very tough. A new personal best, and this athlete is understandably delighted by that. To produce your best at the Olympic Games is all anyone can ask. Well, let's have a quick look at the leaderboard after that last clearance. Well, here we go then. Everything on the line here. This attempt will be a personal best. Well, a personal best. What a performance, and the crowd respond. What a celebration. Here's the replay. Well, let's take a check on the scoreboard, and there's good news. Lying in first place. Well, here we go then, looking for a world record. Are we about to witness history here at the Olympic Stadium? She clips the bar and it falls. Attempt number 2. Well, the crowd are loving this, and the celebrations are being cheered quite rightly for a new world record. Well, let's have another look at that performance. Good technique. Absolutely rock solid technique. Oh, really going for it here. This jump would be a new world record. Good luck. Well, that went wrong, and badly wrong, so it's a foul. Here's the replay. It's a good takeoff here. Well, that won't be any good, I'm afraid. A stutter in the run-up will have cost this athlete. No chance of going clear when you hit the bar that hard. Final attempt at this height. Well, that's a foul, and I'm afraid to say it's back to the drawing board after that last attempt. Here is the replay. Well, this athlete now becomes a real medal contender. Qualifying for the final is a big hurdle, and they've just negotiated it. Well, the event's finished. Let's get one last look at the standings. So, qualification is... the aquatic centre then for the 10-metre platform diving. This is where the high flyers will tumble into the water, much to our enjoyment. The women's 10-metre platform has seen different countries have eras of dominance. The USA, China, and more recently Australia have all done well. Not the easiest and not the hardest dive that's going to ever be selected, but one that needs to be done right. More than satisfactory, that dive. Let's take a check on the replay. Plenty of points for this, you'd think. Well, Romania will be happy with that. That's a strong start to this event. Well, this is the moment where the divers have a chance to take destiny back into their own hands. It's a real key to pick a tough dive, but one that certainly is achievable.
Well, not bad.
Let's take a look at the replay. Good degree of difficulty and well executed. Well, how will the judges react to this one? Well, let's see how that last dive affects the current scoreboard. Well, this is a tough choice. How to improve on that last dive? There are plenty of options. Well, the crowd know that she's bang on form here. Let's take a look at that replay. Well, that was good, and it should be a decent score here. Well, another look at the scoreboard, and this is the impact that last dive has had. Well, this has been an outstanding competition. There's no doubt in my mind we're watching a potential Olympic champion, but the difficulty level of this next dive could take it beyond all the rest in the field. Well, that's a good performance. Here's the replay. This is a really good dive. Well, let's have a look at the scores. Let's have a look at the scoreboard after that round, and it makes good reading. First place. A number of options that the diver can take. Is it going to be the case of pushing herself, or will it be a case of playing safe? Well, that was nice. I think that was all right. Still very much a work in progress, that last dive. The crowd seemed to like it. Let's take a look at the replay. Well, what about the judges? What's their view on all of this? Well, there's no doubts that the athlete's delighted with that performance, but they're probably going to have to rein in the celebrations a little here. Views over the city of London as evening approaches and the final of the women's high jump takes centre stage. What a field we have in this event. 8 of the world's best going toe-to-toe. Who will be able to jump the highest? Crowd responding to that. The replay doesn't lie. She must be delighted with that. Well, there's not much breathing room at the top at this stage. It really is very, very tight. This athlete could send out a real statement with the next height selection. Well, comfortably clear. That was another good jump. Look, the business. Every single phase of this jump was good. Here's the replay. Goodness me, what a scoreboard that is. The big question now is where the athlete will take the bar next. Well, this is going to be a test for this athlete. Needs to go clear on this and needs to have good technique to do it. Well, the takeoff was poor there. I don't know what was wrong with this athlete, but I think they need to have another look at this. Attempt number 2. Will it be a better effort? Contact with the bar and it will fall. Big test here. This athlete could make history here. Well, let's have a look at the replay. So after 3 rounds, here's the scoreboard.
Next up, the competitor
The big question now is where the athlete will take the bar next. This athlete is looking to jump higher than anybody else has in the history of this sport. This is a world record attempt. Great stadium will soon crown an Olympic champion. Well, the world record is on the line here, and so everything must go perfect. Hits the bar and it falls off. Here we go, attempt number 2. Ultimately a failure, but not far away from getting this absolutely right. Attempt number 3. Needs to go clear here. Well, the run-in was great, but the takeoff really left them in big trouble. And that's a gold medal performance. Well, the scoreboard will tell the story and the snappers will take the pictures. A new world record. An electric atmosphere as we await another medal ceremony. It was a terrific event. And all 3 of those ladies should be proud of their... To the Aquatic Centre, a venue that's used state-of-the-art techniques to provide the best possible conditions for these athletes to get the best possible results in the pool. Execution is everything with this dive. Get it right and the points reward will be decent. Well, that's a great dive. More good skill shown here, and all of those hours and those early morning starts are shown off. Well, let's see what the judges made of that. Let's take a check of the leaderboard at the end of the first round. Well, we're on to the second dives then. Well, that's a good choice. Great takeoff, good elevation, and then the entry is brilliant. Quite rightly delighted with that. Let's take a look at the replay of that great dive. I'm sure the scores will flatter this athlete. A super start to this competition. First place at the midway point shows this athlete is all about the business of winning a gold medal. Well, this shouldn't cause too many problems. Just about perfect entry into the water. Really good technique, and then the body absolutely straight as it enters the water. Well, the judges will have their say now. Stirring stuff as that round comes to a close, and the scoreboard tells it all. A huge lead in this one. It's been an excellent performance so far, but do they really need to go for one of the more difficult dives here? Well, that's a good takeoff from the platform. Great entry into the water. I think she'll be pleased with that. That's a decent dive. Here's the replay of that. Let's see what the judges have got to say about that. Well, let's see how that last dive affects the current scoreboard. Well, this diver doesn't need the points like some of the others in this field, so this dive is all about being able to execute. Does everything right here, right up until the last moment. Perhaps needed a bit more power in the takeoff. Let's have another look. She deserves the applause. A superb performance. Take a bow. Well, let's take one last look at the standings. That's a great performance from Romania, who take gold. And it's silver for Great Britain. So close to that gold medal, but second place will have to do. This is a really proud moment for this athlete. All of those years of hard work, the early mornings, the late nights. This is the Aquatic Centre, and this is the first event of the day. Every Olympics has a super... Well, this athlete has big ideas, and this is just the path to Olympic glory. Silence in the venue. They're off. At the quarter point, they emerge from the water, and the early leaders show their heads. Quarter of the way through this race, and the early leaders emerge. Great stroke technique, giving his all. Good turn, good kick. Romania are out in front. Second, Great Britain. And third, Germany. 25 metres to go. Who's going to come out on top? Romania qualify in first place. Qualifying in second, it's Germany. And finishing in third place and still qualifying, it's Great Britain. Would you believe it? You've just witnessed a world record. That's what the Olympics is all about, and a delight to witness. Brilliant. Purely brilliant. Well, let's take a check on the final standings, and the top three sorted out in this one. It looked for a moment like... We're here at the XL London, and you've joined us just in time for the semi-finals of the men's table tennis. Up next, Romania versus France. Today it's Romania up against France. Well, I'm looking forward to this one. Can't wait for it all to start. In the commentary box for us, Alison Kirbishley.
Romania to serve. 0-0.
Everybody's anticipating this. Can he start the game with a good serve? Great pressure from the other side of the table. He just wasn't up to scratch there.
0-1.
Flawless technique with the side spin. Wow, that backhand, what a joy to watch. Wow, this is a really long rally now. Commanding the table with his backspin. Precision play with the backhand. Down low on his knees, reaches for the forehand. Forehand keeps the game in play. Fantastic rally kept alive with that backhand. Good movement for the backhand. Oh, I'm not sure his opponent is enjoying it as much as the crowd are, but he will take the confidence from that point.
France to serve. 1-1.
Rally starting to build. Certainly not troubling his opponent with that backhand. Full stretch for the forehand there. Well, after all of that, they get the point. Look what it means to them.
One, two.
So the rally really starting to take shape. Has he got more of that in the locker? Great play from him to win the point.
Romania to serve. 3-1.
Struck that beautifully on the backhand side. There it is, the backhand shot. A superb display of technique there. Down the line the ball goes, and he wins the point for that.
4-1.
That backspin shot is mesmerizing. Asking the questions with a backhand. Both players really fighting for the point there, but keeping the rally alive. Keeps the ball alive with a backhand. Well, you really can see confidence starting to build now. After another point added to the table, it's a big lead.
France to serve. 1-5.
He really is making it look easy. Shot goes down the line and he takes the point. Well, we're at game point here.
Game point.
And of course, he needs a good serve. Rally starting to build.
Game point. Romania to serve. 6-2.
Looking to force the errors. Absolutely no room for a loss of concentration now. Wow, we really have reached boiling point now with this rally. Well, game one complete now. Let's have a look at the scoreboard. It really could get interesting from here. Here we go with the second game now then. This is the first serve, and it needs to be a good one. Absolutely fantastic play on court today. The crowd are on their feet with that point one.
0-1. Romania to serve. 1-1.
Over the net with the forehand. Hits it hard and hits it true. A good smash. He's really making his opponent work with that forehand. Oh, that backhand, what a joy to watch. What an incredible rally. The crowd are really loving this. No speed lost on the ball there with the backhand. Playing on the backhand. Working the ball with the backspin. Backhand across the net. Will this be a winner with the backspin? Well, he's really got the crowd on side now. He wins that point. Can he keep it going?
France to serve. 1-3. Two, three.
So the rally's starting to take shape. Backhand to keep the rally going. Keeping that ball alive on the table. Great rally. What beautiful technique with the backhand there.
Romania to serve. 4-2.
Good work for the point, good use of the table.
Five, two.
Well, that's another point on the board, and it's developing into a good lead here for him. Match point now. Can they get that place in the final?
To serve. 2-6.
Crowd starting to get into the game as the rally starts building. Both players really matching each other now with this rally. Well, I'm afraid that concludes all the table tennis action for the moment from here at XL London.
Once again, a terrific sold-out crowd here at the Aquatic Centre. Plenty of different countries represented amongst all of those fans who make so much noise. These athletes right in the spotlight here. Let's take a look who's going to be taking part then. Really important for a good start here. As they emerge from the water, we see the early leaders now starting to stroke well at the quarter point. Good stroke and good kick. Now it comes about the kick. And that's a strong push as the athletes come towards the surface. It's very close at the front. Romania the leader. Great Britain in second place. Third place, Germany.
3/4 of the race gone as we enter the closing stages.
We're entering the final 10 metres, so close to the line as they touch now. Romania take the gold medal. The silver goes to Germany. Great Britain will claim the bronze. Well, let's take a look at the replay, and there were no doubts in this one who was going to win. Utter domination from start to finish, showing all the power of an Olympic champion, and that's why they took gold. Let's take one last look at the standings. Romania finish in first place. Fully deserving of the gold medal. This is the moment where finally the athlete is crowned the new Olympic champion. Emotions. Table tennis taking centre stage then as we look forward to this, as do a capacity crowd. This should be a great matchup. Up next, Romania up against China. Let's cross to the XL London and your commentator, Alison Kirbishley.
Thanks, Ed. What an amazing atmosphere there is right now for these athletes.
It goes without saying, he really needs to concentrate on this first serve. Straight across the net with the backspin. Setting the court alive with their play. Absolutely deserve that point.
1-0.
That backhand will test his opponent. Brings the backhand shot into play. Where on earth is the point going to come from in this rally? Just places the ball with a backhand. Great technique on show with the backhand. Takes the backspin out the locker. Fantastic backhand. He's got to pick himself up after that backhand. Using his backhand shot, he whacks the brakes on the ball with a backspin. That's a poor backhand. And it's the forehand back over the net. Fantastic rally kept alive with that backhand. Here's the backspin. Will it fool his opponent?
China to serve. 1-1.
This rally really starting to take shape now. Slows the rally down with a side spin. There it is, the backhand shot. He struck that beautifully on the backhand side. Forehand back across the net, playing on the backhand. Oh, using the backspin now. Fantastic backhand. He's showing weakness in the backhand there. Asking the questions with a backhand. That side spin's hypnotic. That's got to be hard to read with the side spin. No speed lost on the ball there with the backhand. Oh, I could watch that side spin shot all day. Great technique on show with the backhand. Oh, that backhand, what a joy to watch. Well, down the line with that shot, and he quite rightly wins the point.
Romania to serve. 2-2.
Big swipe for the forehand. He makes the backspin shot look so easy. Well, he really needs to dig deep and find some confidence now because he's starting to trail in this game.
China to serve. 4-2.
Rally starting to build. Well, some great technique on display, and the point is quite rightly his after that. So the rally really starting to take shape. Backhand across the net. Neither player prepared to give an inch on this rally. Great return with a smash.
Romania to serve. 4-4.
My, he did really well there to force his opponent's error. He'll take the point with that.
5-4.
Differences are just starting to show, and he's building up a small lead now. We're on game point now.
Game point.
Surely he's going to take it with his serve.
4-6.
So the rally's starting to take shape. Really can't afford to lose any focus now with this rally. Well, that wraps up the first game then. Great stuff out there. It's the first service of the second game now, and of course it needs to be a good one.
Zero-1.
Backhand to keep the rally going. Fantastic technique on the backspin. Playing so well there and quite rightly take the point as a result.
China to serve. 1-1.
Oh, great to see. He wins the point there with some fantastic approach play.
1-2.
He really is rising to the occasion of the Olympic Games. What fantastic play to win the point there.
Romania to serve. 3-1.
He wins the point with that straight down the line. Really great play.
4-1.
What beautiful technique with the backhand there. Good movement for the backhand. What a remarkable rally, and it really is going to be crucial to win the point after this. He's really piling on the pressure now. It's another point won, and it's developing into a good lead.
China to serve. 1-5.
Rally starting to build. An amazing side spin shot. Both players really starting to build the pressure now on this rally. Well, he seemed a long way out of position there. There was just no way he was going to return it.
Romania to serve. 5-3.
Brings the backhand shot into play. Well, he's leading now, but it really is only by a small margin. It's still all to play for. It sounds a cliche, but the gold medal is really in touching distance now. Can they hold their nerve? Match point. This rally really starting to take shape now. Both players determined to keep that ball in play. Wow, we really have reached boiling point now with this rally. Oh, he just couldn't handle it there. He didn't have the answers. The crowd really starting to build and get behind them now. The medals are just moments from being won. Well, he really will be happy with his performance out there today. He takes the victory, 2-0. Well, to wrap up all the action from this event, it's over to Seth Bennett. That's it from me, Alison Kirbishley.
What a proud and emotional moment this is as the gold medal hangs around the neck. A nation united as one as they stand for the national anthems to... This is the Olympic Stadium, 80,000 on hand for the qualification rounds of the men's triple jump, and it's a good field as well. Plenty of competition here between... These athletes are so close in ability, you may as well throw a blanket over them. They must be at their best if they want to qualify for the next round. Not a bad jump to start things off. Hit the board well, and then just over-rotated slightly in the final phase.
Next, Javelin from Romania.
Here we go again then.
Foul.
Well, that attempt's going to count for nothing, I'm afraid to say. It's a foul.
Representing Romania.
Crowd really starting to enjoy this. It's a great spectacle at the London 2012 Olympics. Well, you can see from that reaction, he's absolutely delighted. A new personal best. End of the latest round, let's have a look at the triple jump scoreboard.
Next, Javelin from Romania.
This has been an entertaining triple jump so far. Well, lovely momentum through the three phases and into the pit. White flag in the air, and that might be a new personal best. It's going to be very close.
Next, Javelin from Romania.
Round number 5. Well, that one's a good jump as he lands well in the pit. White flag as well. Keeps momentum going well through the three phases. Good speed into the pit.
Next up, Discus representing Romania.
Here we go in the latest round of the triple jump. All right, very average though. Takes off well. Looks really good through the three phases. Good performance, but will that be enough to take them through to the next stage? Well, let's take a final check then at the scoreboard. Excellent news as the scoreboard confirms it. Welcome to the Lee Valley White Water Course for the men's kayak slalom. The course will drop 5.5 meters from start to finish. 4 of the 8 go through to the final. Days of competition, these slalom events were held on flat water, but later switched to white water rapids. Well, in the starting pools at the moment, heading towards gate 1. Safely through another gate. This one goes against the flow, with hard work for the athlete to go through this upstream gate. Had to fight to get back through that upstream gate. Superb time through the first section of the race. Stayed on top of the white water through Ben Nevis. Needs to paddle well to get through this upstream gate. Goodness me, nearly fell in leaning so hard. Had to slow down to get through that gate. Paddles through the gate with ease. Going great guns, this athlete. Well, the next gate is against the current. It's upstream. Completely, utterly missed that gate. Has the potential for a really good time here because of the penalty count. Very smooth through the water at time check number 3. Only a couple more gates now through Big Ben. Well, that wasn't very good, I'm afraid. Missed that gate. Started well here. Well, let's have a look at the replay then. These really are magnificent shots of this course. Ever so smooth through this section. Well, this shows it's an excellent run. Paddling well down the course. Shows so much strength throughout this. Well, that's a really strong performance. A small glimpse of the potential of this athlete. This is confirmation of the final standings. Well, the scoreboard confirms it. First place, qualification. Next up, the final.
Of America with a time of 100.
This is the Olympic Stadium in London's East End. Some terrific views over the city. But now it's time for the next event to take place. 80,000 here and there, all watching. Well, here we go then, round number 1. Not brilliant really from this athlete, but at least they're on the board. Here's the replay. Let's have a look at the results at the end of round 1.
Next up, the competitor representing Romania.
Great speed on the runway. Can he follow it up with good technique? Well, that was a very average second round, and I think there will be some disappointment there. Let's take a check on the replay. Such a technical event, the triple jumpers. We take another look at the scoreboard.
From Romania.
Well, the third attempt about to commence. Well, that's okay from Romania. Here's the replay. Well, the scoreboard doesn't lie, and sitting in 5th place after that round is what this athlete's looking at. Should be no nerves now in round number 4. That attempt isn't going to count. Oversteps the board and into the putty. Round number 5. Oh dear, there was something dramatically wrong there. Didn't even attempt the jump.
Next, Yastik from Romania.
Last chance saloon, 6th and final attempt. Well, that was an average performance.
16.4.
Here is the replay. The fans have applauded, but I think he knows he's missed out here. Impressive stuff from the German athlete, a fully deserved gold medal. A good return for Great Britain, 2nd place and a silver medal.
17.2.
Well, let's... Welcome to the Lee Valley White Water Course for the final of the men's K1. This really is a world-class field. The very, very best athletes in the world at this discipline are all ready and raring to go. Really important to keep the flow going through this upstream gate. Well, this gate proved to be a little problematic, but now he's through that gate. It's a brilliant time at this stage, needs to keep to that.
Well, that's another gate pass, no problems. Needs to stay dry through this upstream gate. Well, it took an awful lot of hard work and effort, but eventually got through that gate. Did well to get through that gate. Leaning hard to one side to move this kayak around. Moving through the water really well at the second time check. Paddling furiously through the oval. Well, the next gate is upstream. Got to get it technically bang on here. Well, that was a hard one to get through, but he managed it. Through yet another gate. Picked up the odd penalty here and there, but not much to write home about. That's a good run. Let's have another look at the times. Oh, great time. On the way to the last big drop on the course. It's named Big Ben.
It's a very good start, that's excellent.
Well, let's have a look at the replay then.
Well, it's a good start to this one. Very, very smooth going down the run.
Negotiating some of the hazards very well here.
Looks good, looks very good at this stage. Now it's the time to paddle powerfully. Each stroke going well here.
Well, that's what all the hard work's for. Look at the reaction of this athlete. A really good performance to finish in the medals.
With a time of 93.5.
In second, silver for Romania. Well, here we are for the medal ceremony. A really well-fought event. These three so closely matched in this competition. And to come away with...
For the moment, the flame continues to burn here at the Olympic Stadium in London, but it has been a quite terrific games. The performances have been every bit what you'd expect from the biggest show in the world of sport. So many iconic landmarks that have just become part and parcel of these games, and that's what London has really brought to the table. The flags wave in celebration after so many good performances. The athletes represented down on the trackside, the nations coming together as one for the last time at the 2012 Games. The city has hosted this magnificently, and this closing ceremony really does signify how the whole of the world has come together here. Many of these athletes will now be turning their attentions to the next time they get the chance to compete for an Olympic medal. The flags of the nations stretch out around the track. The Olympic rings link together at the center of the stadium, the heart and soul of these games. For now, the lights burn brightly over the Olympic Stadium, as does the flame. The closing ceremony is well underway, and the celebrations are going to go deep into the London night. It really has been a fantastic Games. Thank you for joining us. From Seth Bennett and Alison Kirbishley, we'll see you next time.